Hi and welcome to MyTrickRC. This is Dan, and today I'd like to introduce you to an exciting new controller of ours. It's this guy right here. This is called the Squirrel Lighting Controller. This is an entry-level controller. You'll notice it looks quite a bit different than our UF7 controller. For one thing, it's a lot smaller. It's just about half of the size of the UF7. Also, it has the power cable directly attached to it. And a couple other things that distinguish it, being an entry-level controller, it doesn't have a few advanced functions such as turn signals, emergency strobes, or aircraft strobes. But the features that it does have actually offer a lot for many applications such as street cars, drift cars, off-road, boating, and other applications. One of the things that makes this thing actually really powerful, although it looks really small, is that in fact it only has 6 outputs, but each output can power up to 4 LEDs in parallel of the same color. MyTrickRC will be offering LEDs grouped in 4s and pairs on our website, and all standard colors and sizes. The controller also is kind of neat. It has its power cable attached to it, so you can power it directly off the receiver, or it also includes a 9-volt adapter if you want to just power it off of the battery. And of course, whichever package you buy, or even custom, all the mounting hardware will be included. Some of the neat features that the Squirrel controller does have are headlights, driving lights if you want to add those, running lights, it has tail and brake lights, reverse lights, backfire, and hazard lights. Again, ideally suited to a street car, a drift car, off-road, or boating. I'd like to go ahead and give you a quick demo of how we install this kit into each of these vehicles, so you can kind of see how it is installed and what it looks like once it's installed. For this car, we're going to install 4 headlights, 2 front running lights, 4 tail lights, 2 reverse lights, and 1 backfire LED. This car actually came with, this is a Yokomo body, and I think we purchased separately these chrome light buckets. These are really convenient for doing a really nice installation, and the LEDs will just fit directly in there. These fit all 5mm LEDs, which these happen to be. So it's very simple to install these. The holes in the light buckets are just the right size, and we'll zoom in on this so you can see it. So as you can see, with these light buckets, you can plug the LEDs directly into them. And then what we would do, in fact, they're even snug enough that the LEDs are held in there directly. We'll probably add a little bit of zap goo on there just to help make sure that they stay in place. And the same will be true for the rear light buckets. The LEDs will just plug right directly into them. Here's how it looks installed into this car. We just basically plugged each of the LEDs into the little holes in the light buckets. Then we use the included mounting hardware, zip tie mounts and zip ties to tidy everything up. It's ready to apply power, and then we'll show you how it uses the different modes. Okay, now that the power cable is connected, let's go ahead and apply power. The car is now on and active. The LED, the Squirrel controller may not turn on when the first time you plug it in. If it doesn't, just press the button to scroll through the different modes. So this is currently in mode 5. This is a random flash mode. You can see they're all blinking rapidly. After random flash is off, so all the LEDs are just off right now. Press it one more time, and the little indicator LED on the Squirrel controller will blink the number of times to show you which mode you're in. We're in a all-on mode, so all the LEDs are on. I want to get to one of the modes that has taillights and brake lights so I can show you. So this particular mode has headlights, as you can see, amber running lights in the front. It has tail light, brake light, reverse light, and back. So that would be a good installation, typical installation for a cool street car or drift car like this one. Let's now go ahead and show you how to install into a off-road vehicle like a Traxxas Slash or any short course truck body. To install into a body like this one, the first thing we want to do is identify where we want our LED locations to be, and we suggest you can use a body reamer to drill the holes entirely, and the ideal thing here is to just position it, start out really slowly, get the hole going. Once you have a pilot hole that's maybe say this size, then you can take, if you want to speed this up a little bit, for the 5mm LEDs we would use a 1/4 inch drill bit. For a 3mm LED we would use an 1/8 inch drill bit. And with the pilot holes already established, you can easily just go in here and drill these out. Just be careful, gentle with it. Okay, now that the hole is drilled, we want to make sure it's cleaned of any burrs on both sides. The hole actually needs to be slightly larger than the 1/4 inch, so I'll kind of clean it up and make it a little bit larger at the same time. Okay, let's check this out. If it's the right size, what should happen is this LED bezel should snap in here fairly easily. You do want to be careful, you don't want to make the hole too big. If you do make it too big, then use shoe goo or zap goo to reinforce the LED. Okay, so this LED bezel popped right in there. Now, it's kind of secured on the front side by this little trim ring, and from the back side, we're going to pop our LED in just like this. Okay, that's it. Now the LED is secured in there, and that's how you go about installing the individual LEDs into the body. We'll go ahead and finish this body off. We'll get some LEDs installed in it and let you take a look at it. So this is how it looks with the LEDs installed. We have 4 headlights, 4 tail and brake lights, 2 here and 2 here. We used one of the zip tie mounts to give a little strain relief to the power cable. I recommend that, it's a good idea. At this point, we would recommend taking a little bit of shoe goo or zap goo and applying it around each of the LEDs just to reinforce it. It'll make the LEDs survive longer if you're out there bashing them around. One thing we may not have mentioned yet is one of the other really cool features about this controller is it's designed with waterproofing. So if you take this thing through snow or water, you can actually literally submerge the controller and it won't affect it. We do recommend that when you're done, blow it out. Try to keep things reasonably dry, but if it gets wet, it isn't a problem. It's designed to withstand repeated exposures to water. And that's basically it. Let's go ahead and apply power to this. And this time we'll just power it off of a 9-volt battery. But again, if we decided to power this off of our receiver directly and we connect it to the motor like we did the car, our tail lights would also be brake lights. So here it is. It remembered the mode that it was last set to, which was mode 1, all on. There are headlights, and here are tail brake lights. Okay, so that's it. That's the Squirrel controller. We hope you liked the video, and we look forward to seeing you guys online with our Squirrel controller.